Keeping up appearances. The Moon and Vesta met at 10 degrees Libra as Mercury entered the home ground of Virgo. Vesta, the goddess of the sacred hearth, met in cazimi conjunction to the Moon, both at 10 degrees Libra today. Vesta is associated with Virgo, being related to the mythology of Vestal virgins who are beholden to no patriarchal system of influence or control. As Mercury has now entered home ground of Virgo, it's not only a time to recharge our batteries, tend to our internal flame and rebalance our inner beauty, but also to look at the finer details of how we are speaking to the world with our creative expression. Last night, I dreamed of being with a friend in a dark alley under the moonlight. We both shone our torches ahead. Her beam was wide and shone the foreground, and mine was a narrow beam that shone a spotlight on a wooden gate further ahead of us. But as I reached into my pocket for my torch, I could feel the recharging base of it had come apart, and I would need to fix it before I could recharge my torch battery to continue my focus of attention. The Latin word for hearth is focus, and the sacred hearth of Vesta is our centre and our kundalini fire. Essentially, what we may all be feeling right now is the need to do nothing, to stop, relax, and reconfigure ourselves to our own inner flame in order to gain balance with who we authentically are and who we are being, and honouring that truth of the beauty that comes from the essence of our grace within. This conjunction of Vesta and the Moon at 10 degree Libra is a really interesting energy, which brings me to think about the nature of social media and how we are draining our batteries by complying to the algorithmic aesthetic in order to portray the right image online, in order to be seen and heard. In doing so, we are wandering through dark alleys, programming our habits and ultimately our brains into believing that survival means behaving and looking in the exact same ways as is popular by a digital code of liked by many, rather than training our subconscious to focus our attention towards popularity at the sacrifice of our true nature. In the subtle but effective retraining of the brain, the repetitions combined with the desire and necessity that we apply, change and mutate our creative focus on personal branding, language, appearance and the words we speak or emit from our language. The overall message we're transmitting to all amounts to disempowering us by draining our energy. As we try to keep up with the ever-changing algorithms, we are reconfiguring our internal torches of perception to align our being with the outside source of whatever the social media status deems is favourable at the moment, rather than allowing our inner Vestal flame to guide us and giving ourselves space to recharge to keep that flame alive. The Vesta Moon illumination in Libra encourages us instead to collaborate and join forces as a collective team in harmony, all focused on what is vitally important to all. To do this effectively, we must each be centred enough within ourselves to be knowing and confident what our own personal contributions are, so as not to need the inferiority of comparing ourselves to others, or worse, feeling the need to emulate or compete with others. The calling of the energies right now is asking us to truly know ourselves and become strong at our heart's core, so we can pull together and create something so magical, so virtuous and so nourishing for everyone. This conjunction will be highlighting our collective and individual burnout, as the Moonlight and Vestal torch will show how we've all been wearing the Emperor's new fashion. It also makes me think of the character Hyacinth Bouquet in the TV show Keeping Up Appearances. Elias Lonsdale's interpretation of the symbols for this degree, I think, is spot on, where he says, personality cultivated as charm, the style and stance of one who puts out an image and curls the soul under, taking advantage of favourable currents to express popular and safe qualities, trying your utmost to feel good within the commonly agreed upon atmosphere and allowances, holding yourself back into what is instantly acceptable, familiar and comfortable, lost in swirling partners in the dance, borrowed masks take over, buying time by appeasing the crowd. You dream idly of something better than this, but are drawn to make the way. Things are wonderful and ideal in static perfection, which is a tight fit and gives you an overlay of social programming. This colours everything and characterises you as the fulfiller of the occasion and nothing more. To read more, have a look on my Patreon page, Mortal and Wild.